Welcome to Breaking Box Office here on MMT. The BBO on MMT's underway. Every Sunday morning, we get you the numbers live as they roll into the email inbox here at Midnight Movie Talk. Now, during the day on Sundays, or the morning perhaps, wherever you are, Barbie has cleared $1 billion worldwide. Look at the number stateside. We're going to do that first, and then we will go overseas. And here it is. So this is the $53 million weekend for Barbie here stateside. That's down only 43%. That gives us a cum of $460 million. Now, in the same email, Warner Brothers tells us that they're going to cross the 1 billion global benchmark today. That is the Stephen Ross Theater on the Warner Brothers lot down the street here from the MMT studios. And you see the water tower now with the pink WB logo. We're waiting for the actual email that tells us the full number here on the Barbie global haul, but 1 billion will be the number. When it gets here, we will show it to you. Other huge news here on this Sunday, the Breaking Box Office show. In its third weekend, Oppenheimer is now over $500 million globally. Okay, that now is the fifth highest grossing Christopher Nolan film of all time. It takes out Dunkirk. Total now on Oppenheimer through 3 weekends around the globe, $553 million. One of 4 biographies to earn more than $500 million at the global box office, including Bohemian Rhapsody, Passion of the Christ, and American Sniper. Oppenheimer will now rank as the highest grossing World War II movie of all time, because yes, it is. It is now ahead of Dunkirk and Saving Private Ryan. So that is huge. Let's look at the top 5. When you talk about Nolan, your Dark Knight Rises at 1.1 billion, essentially. Dark Knight, 1 billion. Then we have Inception at 728, Interstellar, 647, and now Dunkirk is there at $552 million. It will take out Interstellar. It's going to happen, even though we do believe that Interstellar is his best film. For me, emotionally, no question about it. It is going to fall to Oppenheimer here very shortly, maybe in the next week or so. Another big story here is The Meg, which outperformed this weekend with $30 million. Now, that is impressive. But what's even more impressive is the next email I'm going to show you, which is The Meg doing $112 million overseas. So that's a $142 million launch, and you wonder why we got a Meg 2. This is exactly why. Because look at the numbers for the Meg. We go back, and the domestic on that was 145, the international 384 for $530 million worldwide. That is basically a 3x multiple of the domestic number. That's why Warner Brothers made the sequel, and you see it again this weekend. This is a 3x multiple plus on this film. By the way, the Meg played very well. These theaters are not the usual top-grossing theaters. Number 1 was Regal Fresno River Park, followed by AMC Empire New York, number 2. Regal Dania Point, Fort Lauderdale. All these places are near sharks. I just realized that. Well, at least Fort Lauderdale, and certainly number 4. Boston Cape Cod, the Wellfleet Drive-In, checking in at number 4. The Regal Warren Moore, Oklahoma City, 5. These are some random places. Finally, my home theater, AMC Burbank, number 6. So the Meg has done it again for Warner Brothers. That gives them the 1-2 films of the weekend. What a weekend it is. Think about this. You have now Oppenheimer and Barbie at $1.5 billion globally, which is really numbers we didn't think it'd get to. We thought they'd both be hits, right? Especially after the first weekend, we knew that we were into some unique phenomenon here. But to see both these films at $1.5 billion is absolutely insane. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did decent. Okay, here's where the film opened to $45 million, roughly 43 for the 5-day debut. I wanted to see the number higher. It ends up in third place behind Barbie and The Meg 2. If Paramount would have put a 3-day release on this, it would have easily had number 2 by itself. Remember, they open it on previews Tuesday and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Get a couple days of Dolby in there, the PLF screens, before we had the Meg take those over for the weekend. So I think that the film will play well over the next several weeks. Kids start to go back to school, which will hurt it. But over the next week, I think you're going to look at pretty solid numbers for TMNT because it is a very fun film, very entertaining as the A cinema score, which means word of mouth is fantastic. Look at this. This is unreal. Well, not really if you've seen the film. Haunted Mansion fell 63%. Just $60 million worldwide. Guys, this is another bomb for Disney. They've had so many. Indiana Jones, Elemental picked up, but still it's going to lose them money. And then you go back and you look at Strange World. Ant-Man didn't perform as well as people thought it would. Lightyear. Disney has had a bad run, although in the same email, what I think is interesting, down 63%, is that they're like, by the way, we crossed $4 billion worldwide in 2023 box office. So there's that for Disney. They can hang their hat on the fact they've made a lot of money, although, you know, it sounds good on paper, but look at, again, go back and look at the films that are in here. Per the email, Avatar Way of Water, obviously we know that was the biggest thing for them. Guardians picked up and did really nice business for them. Little Mermaid, same thing. It's not going to make them a lot of money, but it certainly didn't lose them as much as we thought it would off the bat. You got Ant-Man, Elemental, and then Indiana Jones. They list here, but Indiana Jones is going to cost them hundreds of millions of dollars. So I think that's very interesting. They put that in the email. We're waiting for the actual Barbie number. If we don't get it here, we'll be back here tonight on MMT because we, of course, do the Sunday Night Spectacular every night, 8 o'clock here in L.A., 11 o'clock on the West Coast. Aaliyah, to be fair, all the studios have good and bad news. It's not only Disney, no question. And they certainly, when they send the emails, because I get them all, right, you can tell what they want to accentuate. What do they want you to talk about? They want you to talk about Disney making $4 billion, which, yes, hello, that's a fantastic number. Any studio would love to have that. But then you put it in the context of the money lost, right? The budgets versus the gross, and the $4 billion is not $4 billion in profits. That's how you have to look at these things. That's what we do here. MMT takes the spin, removes it, and gives you the reality. And the reality is they didn't make $4 billion, but it looks good on paper. But yes, Aaliyah, to your point, no question, the studios want to accentuate the positives. But as we wait for the Barbie email, we'll go just a few more minutes. If we don't get it, of course, we'll update it here tonight. I'll have it on Twitter for you. But I just love seeing this site here, the Ross Theater there in the middle of the Warner Brothers lot. And you've got the water tower adorned in pink. And listen, whatever you think of Barbie, and I know some of you are like, oh, it's woke, it's anti-man, it's, well, okay, whatever. Okay, just fine. Do what you want to do with that. But what I want to say is that we need to be really happy with where we are in the box office. Because right now, we are looking, let's look at the top 10. We'll do that. If we don't get the email from Warner Brothers, we will just update it tonight. Barbie, number 1. Guys, we need to be happy because this is, look at this, the top 10 films, $171.5 million this weekend. Now, granted, you're going to say that's not as big as, like, you know, when Barbie debuted and yet all that, but still, for the third weekend of Barbie and Oppenheimer, and you have the Meg doing 30, you have Mutant Ninja Turtles at 28 for the 3-day. Haunted Mansion, Sound of Freedom still there. Sound of Freedom's up to $163 million. We'll talk about that. And the producer, Arrested, all that stuff's coming out tonight. I don't want to do that right now. This is only about the box office. Mission Impossible, want to mention that. It's not at $500 million worldwide. That film's going to end up likely losing Paramount money. Another discussion point for tonight. Talk to Me. Really nice hold on that second weekend. Is only down 40%. It's at $22 million. It's already made a profit for $824. And then Dial of Destiny rounding things out at number 10. It only has $170 million domestic, guys. That is so bad. So Indy is definitely not a winner for Paramount. Okay, we got it. As we waited, we got the email. We do it live. That's what we do. And here it comes. Get ready. I'm going to show you the Barbie Worldwide numbers. Give me 1 second to load the email, and we are going to be up. Here it is. Ready, set, and share. It does officially cross the $1 billion mark in worldwide box office. Domestic now 459.4, international at 572.1, worldwide $1.031 billion, barbillion dollars. Top grosses now, United States. This weekend, 53 million. United Kingdom, another 10.5. Australia, 7.7. Germany, 7.3. This is the cum. Total per market. Number one, America, no surprise, 459.4. But then you have UK at almost $90 million. Mexico, roughly 50. Brazil, 40. Australia, 40. China, low at 31, but still it's money from China. Germany, 33. France, 29. Italy, 27. Spain, 26. On and on it goes. In its third weekend of release, Barbie generated an outstanding $74 million in 69 countries for international running cum at 572.1. Worldwide tally, again, $1.03 billion. That does represent the biggest, let's see what it says here, the biggest, excellent hold. I mean, it's only down 41% from last weekend. That is really impressive. The film continues to hold, which is the story of Barbie. Number one film in the U.S., and 19 markets, including Italy, UK, Brazil, and Australia. The second biggest industry film of 2023, both internationally and globally. It's closing in, though, on Mario. It's getting close. Already surpassing the lifetime grosses of Fast X, Guardians 3, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Batman vs. Superman, Inception, Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald, no surprise, and Dark Knight. So it's done it again, guys. $1.03 billion for Barbie, ladies and gentlemen. We did it, Magnus. It maybe ends up at, I think, 1.5, 1.6. I don't know about 1.7, 1.8. Because at some point, the people who've seen this film multiple times, and that's what's happening now. People have seen Barbie not once or twice, but 3 times. Young people are seeing it multiple times. That's how you get these numbers. But at this point, it doesn't feel like, if you haven't seen Barbie, where you been? What are you doing, right? So I don't know how much higher, maybe 1.5. I don't know about 7 or 8, but it doesn't even matter what the final number is. We're past $1 billion, which is a massive success for Warner Brothers. Okay, we're going to talk more about this here tonight. I'm going to cut the stream. I appreciate everyone being here for Breaking Box Office. We'll go more in depth on the numbers, discuss all kinds of stuff tonight in the cinematic world on Midnight Movie Talk, the Sunday Night Spectacular. That's coming up for you tonight, 11 o'clock on the East Coast, 8 o'clock here in the Los Angeles area, and we'll see you then. Until then, live from the City of Angels, this is Breaking Box Office. We'll see you tonight on MMT. Peace out.